modern tiny house right behind me? Let's go check that out. To this unique modern tiny home right behind me. It is so beautiful, as you can tell. It doesn't look like any other tiny house that I have seen personally, and I'm really excited to give you guys a tour of this place today. We are located in Atlanta, Georgia, right in the heart of the city, really close to a lot of cool things to do. So this would be definitely one I suggest if you're ever coming to Atlanta, Georgia. If you're new to my channel, like this video, subscribe, and if you want to check out this place, the link is down below. If you ever want to come and stay at it for yourself, or if you want to save money on your first trip anywhere in the world on Airbnb, sign up using my link down below. You'll save some money. So whenever you pull up to this place, it is located in somebody's very private backyard. They made this getaway totally for the user. So whenever you pull up, you enter your first gate and you're greeted by this huge sign with an arrow pointing you in whichever way you want to go. There are 2 homes on this property, and you just pick whichever gate is yours and you open it up and you walk into your very secluded, private, entire backyard area with your tiny home. For this one, you'll open up the door and the yard is very large. The first thing you'll see on your left is this raised up concrete slab which has a ping pong table outside, which is really neat. And as you can just tell, there's vines all over this fence. They even have some lights all over this fence as you walk right in. And then you greet your large area, which is your main area, and you can just see all of the amenities that this tiny home offers. Clearly, you feel really secluded in this area. You don't feel like you're surrounded by homes at all. I feel like I'm in a tropical getaway, really. The first thing you'll see in this main area on your left side is this hammock. There's lights behind it and plants behind it. And as we continue along, you'll see 2 chairs over here, kind of in this corner nook, surrounded by the vines and the bushes and the greenery. And you have a solo stove fire pit right here. It is a smokeless fire pit, so it's really perfect for if you're ever in the city or around other homes. This is a perfect fire pit to have, and you just put some wood right in this and have your fire and enjoy your evening together with your friends and family or whoever you bring, because this home does have enough room for 4 guests, which is really cool for a tiny home. But before we get to that, if we can just continue walking along, you'll just notice some more plants and more trees, and then you get to your massive, I would say, the dining table that is outside. It is this really cool wooden table out here with these yellow chairs, and it's right next to the wall that has all these vines on it, and it looks really cool with all the trees with it around it, and you're right next to your tiny home that is really beautiful as well, and it just all fits in with this environment. Super cozy and secluded. But anyway, now we'll move on to the actual tiny house. As you can see, it is really large and it's very beautiful on the outside, from the wood around the door and the gray. It looks like metal siding. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but the wood, the dark wood, and this gray and the white garden right in front of it, all just really blends in together and looks super modern, especially with all the angles that this tiny house has and all the windows and where they're located. It looks really cool. This is a tiny home on wheels actually, but she blocks off the wheels and the under part with the gardens in the front right here for all the bushes and stuff. So it looks like a stationary home and it looks really cool. All the detail in this front yard area is just what really sells it. But now let's just take a step on the inside of your tiny home and see what it beholds. First, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. One class that interested me was called Filmmaking from Home: Turn Found Footage into a Compelling Video by Penny Lane. This was a great course to look into the storytelling side of filmmaking. She takes already existing footage or archived information or photos or whatever, and she forms her story using those. It was very neat and quite different from how I make videos, and I'm sure a lot of other people, so I would suggest that course. There's classes from everything that help you practice creativity and productivity. There's also drawing, journalism, or writing to help manage stress and practice mindfulness. Skillshare is a great way to enter a community of creatives just like yourself. So no matter what your goal is, Skillshare is a great place to keep on learning. Skillshare is giving away 2 free months for the first 1,000 people that click on the link in the description and sign up, and after that it's around $10 a month. So I highly encourage you to go do that. Anyway, let's get on with the video. So whenever you walk in this really cool door with all these windows in it, you're greeted into your tiny house. Now this is something definitely that I think is really cool. I've never seen before. The first thing you might see though is you kind of enter your living space area, which is pretty normal, I think, for homes to enter your living space. And you have a 2-person couch right here, and it faces the front door, but there's also a TV up here that can move in and out or wherever you want. And it's really neat that a tiny house has enough space for a couch that is put in an appropriate area. Kind of attached to the kitchen area is this hang-off table with 2 seats right here. If you're alone, you can kind of just sit here by yourself. You could eat here or work here. I don't know if you can fit 2 people. It might be able to, depending on who you are. But another thing that is cool about this is if you need extra space or you're just sick of it, you can unlatch it and it lowers and it saves more space. But if not, you can just raise it back up and you have it to sit at or eat at or whatever. So this is kind of a living room space. It looks really cool. The chandelier light is really awesome, and yeah, it's really inviting place. So over here now on the left side is definitely my favorite part of this tiny house, is this nook where the master bedroom, I would say, is at. It is this enclosed nook, so you can open and close these doors and you can be really private in here whenever you're sleeping. You can be blacked out for sure if you want it to be, but it's just this own little area that is really neat and it looks really cool inside this tiny house. So if you're not using it, you can just keep the doors open and it makes the space feel a little bit larger and more inviting. But if you're using it, you can close it. Inside, of course, is your bed. There is a TV inside. There are also 2 windows right here that you can close the blinds at night. If not, you can leave them up. And just the decor in here looks really cool. The white wood is really nice, and that goes all along throughout the house, which is a great design feature. There are cubbies behind the bed right here if you ever need to use them. And they also provide a tray with some snacks in here as well. So this really has it all. This is the best hangout spot ever. Now underneath this bed, you have these massive drawers. I didn't know how massive they were until I pull them out, and they just keep pulling and pulling out. You can fit a lot of stuff in these drawers. Right on the left side, they have one with your fire kit and stuff and your ping pong stuff. The middle one, they don't really have anything in them, so they're for you to use. I fit all my stuff. Honestly, my entire body can probably fit in one of these drawers, and you have 4 of them, so plenty of storage. So we'll leave that and we'll continue on with the rest of your tiny house. Now you're getting to a big portion of it, which is your kitchen. This kitchen is definitely very large for a tiny house because it's on both sides. Actually, it takes up a lot of space. There's a lot of countertop space to be used. On the right side, like I mentioned earlier, you have those seats, but we'll continue along. You have more countertop space. They provide right here a guest book that lets you know all the information you need. Any questions you might have about this tiny home, it is all right here, and they even list out a bunch of cool places to go to around the area. One I would suggest is the Ponce Market. It's this huge marketplace with really cool stores. If you like the aesthetic of this tiny house, the stores that they have, it fits with that. So I would suggest going to go check that out. Now back to the tiny house. Continue along the side of the kitchen. You have your white cabinets. Love the sinks that kind of stick out like this with a big bowl. Looks really cool. And over here you got more just countertop space, and you got some floating shelves up above that have some of your dishes. You also have a dishwasher in here as well, which is really unique to a tiny home. They typically don't have those, but you do have this mini dishwasher right here. And the last thing on this side is a full fridge, actually. Yes, this tiny house has a full fridge and freezer. They provide some snacks in here for you. It is a wonderful thing to have, I think, in this tiny house. Now, on the other side is, of course, your ladder to get up to the loft. We'll get to that in a second. You have a side table right here, right next to this couch, and then you get to your other part of the kitchen, which has more cabinets. This houses all of your cooking utensils and dishes, and of course your trash can. But up above it you have your stovetop. There's a 2-burner piece right here for cooking needs and anything like that, and they have a really cool backsplash that leads right up to the fan that is above the cooktop. It all looks really high quality and nice. The taste of this tiny home, like I said, is super cool. There's, of course, your Keurig coffee maker. You gotta have your coffee. And they just provide everything you need right here. And right next to that, you have your pantry area, and it houses your microwave and toaster. And at the bottom of it, there's actually a coat rack or just hangers for your clothes right here and additional storage. And now the last thing on this floor is your bathroom. This bathroom for sure blew me away for what it offers. So of course it's a sliding door, and which is much needed in a tiny house, so they don't take up space, and you just open it up and you have this huge bathroom. On the left side you actually have a full tub and shower with subway tile, of course, which I love, and it just looks really cool. And what tiny house has a bathtub in it? First one I have seen. And of course you got your toilet with the window right above it, and on the right side you got your full vanity sink, of course a huge mirror, and just some nice decor pieces that fit with the bathroom that serve purpose, like storing cotton swabs or cotton balls or anything like that in here. And of course the white wood fits and goes through the bathroom as well. And underneath this you have all your cabinet space. There's actually a lot of cabinets in here, and you can store all your stuff. They also have some stuff in here for you to use. And also something unique about this is this tiny house has a washer and dryer combo unit right here. It is tiny, so it fits in with the home, and it's really cute, and I just love how they offer that. There's nothing really here that they don't offer in such a tiny space. It is incredible. Now, the last part of this home, we will head back outside, and of course we will get up on the ladder. This ladder is movable. You will move the ladder wherever you want, and you'll just climb up to your grand loft area. This is the largest loft in a tiny home I have seen. There's actually space for seating. They have these two cushions right here, this floor cushions to sit on, and you could fit, I guess, a couple people up here if you had to. There's windows up here all along the sides, and of course you have your full bed right in the middle with some lights above it, and it just looks really cozy up here, surrounded by all the wood and just everything that you have up here in this loft. So yes, this is where if you have 4 people, 2 people sleep up here and 2 people can sleep on the bottom, and you can close the doors. You'll be totally basically private from each other. So that is your tiny home. I guess this is a tiny home, but they pack a lot into it, which when you're inside you don't really feel like you're missing stuff. Like in other tiny homes you might feel like you're missing out on some things, but I think the way they did this is really neat. Of course I would suggest this one to come check out for yourself if you're a tiny home enthusiast or you're building one. They actually custom built this one from a company. I'll leave a link to that company down below, and you can look at all the prices from the models they have. So if you ever wondering how much this is, go check out that website and maybe work something out yourself. But if not, if you want to just come enjoy the area and you like tiny homes and you want to do the experience, this is a cool one to actually do the tiny home experience in. Of course, I suggest that for all my videos because I try to pick, I think, the best tiny homes to show you guys, and I hope you enjoy them. So please share this video with a friend that likes tiny homes or one you'd want to bring to this place with, and come to Atlanta and come hang out and enjoy your time with. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have a tiny house or an Airbnb or any unique home, it could be a mansion, whatever it is, you want me to come check it out, shoot me a message down below and send me some photos, and maybe we can work something out. Thank you guys. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next week.